Only 4 years ago, NBA lottery pick Cedric Coward was playing D3 basketball for Willamette University in Salem, Oregon. But last Wednesday, he was drafted 11th overall by the Memphis Grizzlies in the 2025 NBA draft. After only playing 6 games at Washington State this season, he saw a meteoric rise from late first-round pick to a top 15 lock without playing a single game. While Cedric's story from D3 to lottery pick in 4 years has been well documented, the specific details of his rise, like how he almost quit basketball entirely, make his journey that much more insane. So let me tell you about Cedric Coward, how he went from D3 and 0 school offers at any level to NBA lottery pick in under 4 years. How's it going, my friend? I'm Alexander from Load Management Media, and let's talk about it. Cedric Coward seemingly came out of nowhere and flew up draft boards this draft cycle, but his rise to this point, while quick considering the circumstances, took a lot longer than other prospects who got picked in a similar range. Coward's basketball story starts in Fresno, California, where he was born. He attended Central High School in Fresno and was an accomplished athlete, but nowhere near a top recruit. If you do research on Coward, you'll practically find 0 high school highlights of his game. Apart from a few shorts on YouTube and some highlights that he's uploaded to Huddle himself, there's nothing. After watching the Huddle highlights, you could possibly see why no one took a chance on him. He was about 6'4", but quite thin, clearly still working out his body after a growth spurt. He didn't go to some massive prep school or well-known legacy program, but the tools were there for sure, and he was good in high school at the level from the info I can gather. Frankly, he was overlooked. So overlooked, he received 0 D1 offers, 0 D2 offers, and I don't even know if he got an actual D3 offer, but he found himself at D3 program Willamette as a result. And before going to college, Cedric actually contemplated quitting basketball entirely. During the summer from the end of his sophomore to junior year, he actually stopped playing entirely. No AAU, no nothing. But moving concrete with his grandpa every day made him find his ball joy once again.
What they had me do was go to work with my grandpa. From the ground up, like there wasn't even a foundation. We had to build the foundation to build like an add-on to a house, but it was like a whole nother house. From there...
So construction work reminded you how much you love basketball?
Dude, man, I told myself I'd rather be doing anything else than this. Like, I didn't fall out of love with the game. Like, the game was always there, and the love for it was, like, never gone. It was just, you had to light that fire back, and I just didn't like the situation. But as soon as I did that, I was like, it don't matter what situation, I'm playing basketball.
That was the wake-up call he needed to make him realize that he'd do anything to make his basketball dream work, no matter where it was, no matter at what level. At the D3 level, Cedric was, well, pretty good. You can also barely find any highlights of him here either, but at Willamette he averaged 20 points and 12 rebounds, shooting 61% from the field and 45% from 3. Yeah, get him up out of there, he way too good. After 1 year at Willamette, he transferred to Eastern Washington, where his NBA journey started to take some shape. In his first year at Eastern Washington, he averaged a respectable 7 points and 6 rebounds on amazing efficiency as a small forward, 68% from the field and 39% from 3. But in his second season at Eastern Washington, he improved again and started to get on draft radars. He put up 15, 7, and 1 steal, shooting 57% from the field and 38% from 3. After this second season at Eastern Washington, Cedric entered the 2024 draft and the transfer portal simultaneously, but he decided to withdraw from the draft and go to Washington State. He got some good feedback from scouts about his game and what he needed to work on to make it to the league. And boy, he has put it to pretty good use. For his final year of college basketball, Coward transferred to Washington State. The year was filled with some ups and some downs. Coward only played 6 games due to a shoulder injury that required surgery, but in those 6 games, he was very good. In those 6 games at Washington State, he put up 18 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and almost 2 blocks, shooting 56% from the field, and 40% from three. This guy is an absolute efficiency machine at every level so far. In earlier years, you saw the flashes of what Coward could do, especially in his second year at Eastern Washington. But in his final year here in college, he put on his best showcase yet. Starting with his 6'5" to 6'6" frame and his 7'2" wingspan, Coward is a defensive menace. He's a good one-on-one defender, and he can block shots here one-on-one or in help. This year, his athleticism became a lot more apparent as well, especially on this side of the ball. On offense, he's a smooth three-level scorer. His effortless jumper is the foundation of his game, whether off the catch and shoot or in a pull-up scenario. He showed an ability to create his own shot with some NBA moves, but his handle does need some work. However, all the baseline tools are there. Coward was on some draft radars earlier in the year as potentially a first-round pick, but he really shot up draft boards during the combine process and as we got closer and closer to the official draft night. His official measurements and the way he shot the ball at his pro day and in workouts really helped him, even though he could only do 1-on-0 workouts as he recovered from his injury. Probably the biggest swing factor in his draft rise was his character. If you listen to his interviews, he's very well spoken, and you can tell he understands what he needs to do to get better. Those intangibles and character factors can be just as important as the tools themselves sometimes. And so as a result, in the 2025 NBA draft, the Grizzlies drafted up to pick him at number 11, trading with the Blazers their later first-round pick this year, a future first-round pick, and 2 seconds. The Grizzlies got exactly who they wanted. So what kind of player will Cedric Coward be in the NBA, and how will he fit with the Grizzlies? Cedric Coward is truly a player that has an unlimited ceiling. Grizzlies fans, me being one of them, are very excited with who they got in Coward. Some people are saying he's baby Kawhi, or even some are comparing him to Michael Jordan. Chill out, guys. But truly with his tools, work ethic, and intelligence, there is no limit on how good he could be. The major knock on him is the competition level he played against, but he's shown at every level he's been able to rise and adapt to the competition, so I'm not too worried about that. On the Grizzlies, he's a great fit. At only 21, almost 22, he's young but not inexperienced. He's going to be able to contribute as a 3-and-D wing right away and fill some of the Desmond Bane hole while also hopefully developing his tertiary handling and shot creating ability. I don't know exactly how good he's going to be, but I don't want to put a specific cap or limit on it either. Cedric Coward has had an incredible rise, and he's defied the odds everywhere he's been. Hopefully he can do it again and fulfill that unlimited potential at the NBA level. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories on the most interesting young players in the NBA related world. And as always, stay rested. See you in the next one.